My searches came out anyway.
Good evening, and welcome to this meeting of the Old Kings Highway Committee of the Town of Yarmouth, which is being held in accordance with Chapter 470 of the Acts of 1973 as amended at 7:15 p.m. on Monday, August 26th, 2024 at the Yarmouth Town Hall Hearing Room located at 1146 Route 28, South Yarmouth. Moreover, pursuant to Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021, considering certain COVID-19 measures, this meeting is being run in hybrid mode, which, as most of you or many of you know, means live participation. There will be some Zoom participation, conceivably some phone participation, although, as I've said before, I have not yet seen that. 13 new applications for certificates of appropriateness will be heard this evening in the order listed on the agenda. Please be reminded that our committee's main purpose is to review items for appropriateness and setting, and it is the responsibility of the applicant to comply with the regulations of other town boards and departments, including building, conservation, engineering, health, zoning, and the sign inspector. You should know that there is a 10 calendar day appeal period starting once a decision is filed with the town clerk. Any person aggrieved by our decision tonight can appeal to the Regional Commission of the Old Kings Highway Historic District. Our office administrator, Lisa Sherman, will be happy to answer any questions you may have regarding this process. And referencing process, our process here is to have the applicant and/or the applicant's representative, when called, come before us at the table in front of me, speak into the microphone, identify him, her, or themselves, and present their application without interruption from this committee or from members of the public, after which the committee will be free to ask questions and make comments, and after that, the public will be free to make comments and ask questions. And for those of you present, if you wish to do that, kindly stand up to the podium to my front left, speak into the microphone, and likewise identify yourself, where you live, and
Recording in progress.
state your piece. So, the first item on the agenda is 24-A098. It's to re-roof the house, garage, and shed at 1016 West Yarmouth Road. Mark Ahern is the owner, and I see that you're here tonight.
Thank you.
Tell us about your application, Mark.
So I was saying to Lisa, the last time I had to do a roof, you were over at the fire station in Yarmouthport, so a lot has changed. So I've owned the house since 1997. It was built by the fire chief. He moved across the street. It had one of those old-style, non-architectural asphalt roofs, and so approximately 25 years ago, things were a lot cheaper in those days, and I splurged and I got the cedar roofs. 25 years later, they need to be replaced. I love them, but unfortunately, the cost is just become prohibitive, more than double, which is already quite expensive to put in the asphalt. So I'm asking for permission to use one of the approved asphalt colors, the weathered wood. I think it'll blend nicely with the neighborhood and with the house, and it's time, sadly, but that's my application.
Thank you. Questions or comments from the committee?
It is too bad, but it also is very understandable.
You know, my builder, who I've known since high school at DY, he's a builder, and he said he can't even put it on his house.
Yeah, no,
It's, I mean, the pricing, just, I guess as a data point, to do the house, the cottage, the garage with asphalt is $32,000.
wow.
With shingle, with the red cedar, $67,000. So it's unfortunate, but as I say, I think that technology and the look of the asphalt have come so far. You know, years ago, that old style was really not very attractive. But, you know, it's what it is.
So Mark, is this
on the back page, is that what the weathered wood color looks like?
I don't think it copied particularly well. I know it's one of the colors that you all have said is good. It strikes me as a more brownish, lighter, it
lighter
looks more
gray.
like shingles. It's not a
Like weathered
gray.
shingle. Okay.
Because I think the way the house, we've, at the same time, years ago, we took off the cladding on the front, and it's all shingled. In a few years, we'll have to redo the shingles, but we're going to stay with the natural shingles. But so it blends more with that than a gray. But I don't know if that color reflects it as well.
There's a lot of other houses close to you that have architectural shingle roofs.
Yes, there are. There's the one on the corner, Peter Hughes, who you may know, on West Yarmouth and 6A, has an antique, a true antique. Our house was built in 1984, and so most of the houses around us have the architectural shingles.
How close to West Yarmouth is your house?
It's on West Yarmouth Road.
I mean, how close?
Oh, to the road?
Yes.
You know, it's funny, I don't know the exact measurement. It's comparable to my neighbor to the left. It's a little closer than my neighbor on the right, Mary Louise Hutchinson, which is back a little bit. But I went across the street to my neighbor recently, and I looked back at my house. We have a big cedar tree and a lot of bushes and things in front of it. It's hard to actually see the house from the road.
That's my point.
Yeah, so it is a tall house, I'll tell that. And right now, people have said to me, are you having any leaking issues? Because the old shingles have started to curl up. We haven't, but I'd like to get in front of that. So we have a circular driveway in front, or a semicircle, so it's not right on the road, it's a reasonable distance back.
Any other questions or comments from the committee? Questions or comments from abutters or other interested members of the public? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion.
Move to approve 24-A098.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor of approving this application, please signify by saying aye.
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 And aye. So Mark, if you will sign this document, which simply indicates that if you decide to change your mind, you'll let us know.
So if I change my mind, I win the lottery and I do cedar, then I wouldn't have to come back, but.
No, that's right. That's quite true. But if you decide you want a raised seam roof in pink, right. Thank you very much.
Efficient process, thank you.
Siblings and their kids that come visit you, or friends, family or friends.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Next item on the agenda is 24-A100. It's to install 15 solar panels on the side roof at 19 North Sandyside Lane. Glenn Knappick is the owner, and Freedom Forever, MALLC, is the agent. And who do we have this evening?
I'm the homeowner, but I think they're on
Yeah.
They are, they're on
Hands,
Zoom.
there it is.
here to listen.
You wouldn't
Hi
li-
guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Loud and clear. You wouldn't like to sit?
Sorry.
That's all right. Okay, so whoever is going to present, kindly do so. Melissa, I guess it would be you?
You have copies of the plans, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So the panels are super simple. They're just black on black. Conduit's going to go through the attic, so it shouldn't be seen. I believe this one, the panels are on the back of the home, so they don't face Barnacle Road at all.
Sandy side. On the side.
We're on the wrong
One
application.
is Sandy side.
News.
I'm sorry, Melissa. We're dealing with 19 North Sandy Side Lane at present.
Oh, my mistake. I think both of them, that's right after this.
Okay.
So same thing with that one, black on black panels, conduit through the attic. Those panels are on like kind of the middle part of the roof, so you can't see them from Sandy side.
Mostly because it's flat.
It's a flat roof.
Yep, we like a flat roof.
There you go, perfect.
Okay, is that your presentation?
Short and sweet.
Okay, great. I like that. Questions or comments from the committee?
I would ask, are you going to take down the railing?
The railing that's on the flat roof, I don't believe that's coming down.
To be installed and then put back up.
Okay. And again, this is an installation that Freedom Forever owns. This is a lease.
I'm just gonna double check that.
It's a beautiful home.
Thank you.
Yeah. I know it is, so. Okay. It's a rhetorical
Sorry, the
question.
contracts take so long to pull up.
But, that's really the end of my questions. I know it's a lease.
Doesn't really affect our decision anyway.
It doesn't. I just, for the public's information, I think it's important to know the difference between leasing your solar system and owning your solar system.
Well, while we're waiting for the answer, are there any questions or comments from the committee and/or the public, especially abutters? All right, I'm gonna jump ahead.
Yeah.
So, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion on this application.
I vote to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor of approving the application, please signify by saying aye.
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 And aye. So Glenn, if you would be kind enough to come up and sign this document, which, as you heard, is, in the event you should change your mind, and you're free to go.
All right, awesome.
Thank you. Okay, now we're ready for 53 Barnacle. So the next item on the application is 24-A101. It's to install 16 solar panels on the rear roof of 53 Barnacle Road. Rogelio Vargas is the owner, or Rogelio as the case may be, and Freedom Forever MA LLC is the agent. So you're on, Melissa.
And I'm back. So same thing, black on black panels. They won't be facing Barnacle at all. Conduit through the attic of the house.
Okay. Questions or comments from the committee?
Can't be seen.
And it is a lease.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's it for me.
Any other questions or comments from the committee?
If they're not visible, I'm fine with it.
Any questions or comments from the public, especially abutters? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion on this application.
Move to approve 24-A101.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
And aye. The next item on the agenda is 24-A102. It's to replace the front door and 8 windows at 86 Lookout Road. Jerry and Mina Wilson are the owners, and Southern New England Windows is the agent. And who do we have presenting this?
I was here to observe, but
Well, then maybe, is there somebody there?
Someone. the hand
Yeah,
raised, Jake
somebody's got their
Roberts.
hand up.
There we
Jake.
go.
Jake Roberts.
Jake.
Yes.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I see Jerry is there.
he is.
Yes, I am.
All righty. So Jerry and Mina are proposing to replace 8 windows and their front entry door. Existing at their house now are windows that have 8/1, and those windows that we're replacing, we will match up like for like. The other windows are on the back side of the home, which all have clear glass, and we will match those up like for like as well. The existing front entry door is a 4 embossed panel door with 2 small lights at the top, and the door is yellow, and we will be matching that with a new yellow door, 4 embossed panel with 2 lights at the top as well.
Okay.
And like Melissa, I will be representing the cooks who are next, so I will stay online.
That's fine. Questions or comments from the committee?
I think, so you said 8/8?
With a one.
8/1.
Okay, but in the front,
These are on the side.
just
not
on the
facing
side are
road.
the 8/1s?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I sent in pictures with the circled windows we'll be replacing. We're not doing anything on the front of the house.
Okay, thank you. Gotcha.
Yep. It would be I think the west side of the home and the rear of the house.
Yep, okay, very good. Where are you doing the no panes? No grills? Where is the 1/1?
Facing the marsh.
Thank you. It's a good thing Jerry's here.
Yep.
All
I
right,
believe you should have the pictures.
we do.
So.
Okay.
So on the spec sheet, you mentioned that you're replacing both the entry door and the storm door, both with light yellow?
Correct.
So the current storm door is white, is that correct?
It is, yep.
And so they'll be matching the same color as the,
Yeah, the trim,
door
we
then?
will be replacing the trim around the door as well, and that will remain white, flat stock, like existing with the white kick plate below. But a lot of the doors we've been doing to a nice colored door, the storm door matching that color. You still have the white frame around the trim, but it looks nice, and that's what we discussed with Jerry and Mina.
it's nice. Is that a stock color, or do they have to, for the storm?
That color is called Daybreak.
On the storm?
Yeah, the storm and the entry door that we're proposing will each be the same color, which is a yellow color called Daybreak.
Okay,
Very similar to the yellow existing door that's there now.
great.
We don't have a chip, though, do we?
We have this, but I don't know how close that is to, he says the same color as what's there now.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments from the committee? Questions or comments from abutters or other members of the public? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion on this application.
Move to approve 24-A102.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 And aye.
Aye.
So Jerry, if you would be kind enough to come in.
Nice, Jerry.
He say aye too?
He's right there with us.
Sir, would you kindly come up and sign this document?
We need humor at these meetings.
We have a good time.
You ready for me to pass?
Whoops. There you go.
Television, we gotta be serious.
That was one too many ayes.
There's never
Thank you.
one
Good
too
luck
many.
with it.
You ready for me to pass this, Bob?
Yes.
So fast. I was like, what the heck?
Thank you.
Thank you, Jake. But you're staying.
I am. I'll stick around.
The next item on the agenda is 24-A103. It's to replace the front door at 36 Gordon Lane. Jim and Cheryl Cook are the owners, and Southern New England Windows is the agent. And who do we have? We have Jake. Do we have either
Yes,
Jim
can
or
you still hear
Cheryl?
me?
Yep.
Yep. I guess you're alone, Jake.
Okay. All right, so, Mr. and Mrs. Cook are looking to replace the front entry door. Solely, we're gonna keep the existing storm door that's there and the existing surround. But we will be putting up new trim, white trim, just around the frame of the door. But the surround that exists now will remain. Black door, which is matching what's there now. But because that door, it's a dark area behind it, they were hoping to do what's called an equal edge or equal leg arch window on the top section of the door with clear glass, no design in it.
Yep.
But it will also be a 4 embossed panel like what's existing now.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's all we're doing at the Cook's home.
Okay. Questions or comments from the committee?
It's all fine.
Hearing none, I'll ask for questions or comments from abutters or other interested members of the public, and none there, so I will entertain a motion.
I move to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
And aye. So you're all set, Jake. Thank you.
Wonderful. You guys have a great holiday weekend. Thank you very much.
All righty.
The next item on the agenda is 24-A104 to install 17 solar panels on the front and rear roofs at 38 Stony Hill Drive. Tad Duarte is the owner, and Sun Energy Solutions is the agent.
Good evening.
Hello.
I am the homeowner, Tad Duarte, at 38 Stony Hill Drive. I do not believe we have anybody
No.
in with us.
Okay.
It's me against the world.
Do your best.
All right, so what the proposal is for it to install the 17 solar panels on 38 Stony Hill Drive, I guess what they refer to as black on black. 13 of the panels are on the back side of the house, which is not visible from the road. There's 4 that are on the upper front, which is barely visible from the road because it's almost a flat roof on that particular part. If you have, I don't know what you have for photographs because I didn't know how you guys got photographs, but if you had any questions, I'm willing to answer anything you have and give it my best shot.
Okay, do we have any questions or comments?
I don't believe so. Do you know, Ted, are you the owner in this case of the solar system?
Yes, I'm going to be yeah, I'm not leasing them, yes.
Great. I have no further questions. It's virtually invisible.
Front roof is very shallow pitch. The rear roof, you can't be seen, and there's also other solar panels facing the road in that neighborhood, so I have no problem with it.
Correct.
Any questions or comments from abutters or other interested members of the public? This is a cul-de-sac, is it not?
No, it's a dead-end road.
Well, that's what I mean.
Lane, it's shaped like that, it's not a cul-de-sac.
Oh, All right,
surrounded by the conservation land.
that's good enough. Okay, I will entertain a motion on this application.
Move to approve 24-A104.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 And aye. So if you'd come up and sign this document, in case you want to change anything, you'll let us know. Right here.
It's a great home. It's really pretty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I've owned it since '86. Did all the additions, built everything myself.
Wow. Very impressive.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Have a good evening.
You too.
Ooh. The next item on the application is 24-A105. It's to reside the front of the house, replace the roof, windows, and trim at 76 Center Street. John and Judy Nazaro are the owners, and JOAL Construction Corp. Is the agent.
Hi.
Hi, we bought the house in 2021. It was built in 1969. The front of the house, right now is a yellow, and it's vinyl aluminum siding. And we were going to replace it with a hardy board, which I think I have on there. It's a deep ocean, and I can show this.
Awesome. Good. You brought
Show
it.
this to you.
Yeah.
Do you want to bring it up?
You may.
Okay. All the windows, as far as windows, they're all going to remain the same, 6 over 6. It's this.
Nice. Okay.
Okay.
Good. An improvement.
Oh, yeah, because.
So you said it's vinyl siding on it now?
Just on the front. Oh, Jesus.
You're supposed to knock this one over. That's not the
It's
right one.
aluminum siding, so it's,
Aluminum.
It's all, just on the
Aluminum.
front, aluminum on the front, and then shingles all the way around the other
cedar
sides.
shingle.
So, and then windows aren't being changed, it's just the front. And all the windows, 6 over 6, they're all remaining. The roof is going to be the same color. Front doors remaining the same, so it's just what's listed there.
So the shingles are shot.
They're cracked, they're broken, they're, oh,
We figured with doing the windows, the side, start from the
okay.
top down.
Yeah.
So
Do
that
it.
way,
Do it.
we
Good.
just done some inside works, we figured that way it puts the house, because it was in pretty much disrepair before, when we got it.
On the roof, is it going to be, are there going to be architectural shingles? Or do you have a
Right
sample of
here,
them at
one
all?
second.
We don't have a sample, I don't believe.
We don't have a
So it
sample,
looks like
but
there's
he said-
architectural shingles on there now.
I don't know anybody who doesn't put architectural shingles on it.
Mark shingles.
Yeah, landmark
which are
shingles.
architectural
Yeah.
shingles, And they're gonna be the same color.
Well, then again,
Dark black gray.
Yeah.
Certainty.
certainty, yeah, okay. Sounds good
Biggest
to me.
abutter is the cemetery right across the street,
Yeah.
the old ancient cemetery.
Are you keeping the shutters too?
There's no shutters in the front, the shutters are only in the back, and.
There might be, yeah, no, I think whatever shutters are there are going to remain, and then,
And we're replacing the gutters with the same gutters. It's just updating pretty much everything.
Only one window has shutters.
yeah.
It looks like, they look like architectural.
The shingles?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think.
Any other questions or comments from the committee? Questions or comments from abutters or other interested members of the public? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion on this application.
Move to approve 24-A-105. Thank you.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor of approval signify by saying aye.
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 And aye.
Thank you
And
so
if you
much.
just sign this before you leave, in case you
I don't- just go
decide
ahead.
to make
You
any
can sign.
changes, you'll let us know.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're more than welcome.
Big project.
All right, good luck with it.
Weekend. Thanks.
You too.
Thank you for helpful on the application.
Oh, you're welcome, no problem.
Good old Lisa.
We are blessed by the presence of Lisa, so.
And Steve.
Good evening.
Time no see.
Yes.
Is that coming back?
Sorry.
Don't fall asleep now. We're
getting
not done.
House is on her phone.
No, I'm looking at this house.
You- The next item on the agenda is 24-A106. It's to install 9 solar panels on the front roof at 510 North Dennis Road. Julianne Arsenault is the owner, and Sunrun Installation Services is the agent, and I believe I recognize the agent.
Good evening, Steve Kelly from Sunrun, and we are proposing to place 9 black-on-black panels on the front roof at 510 North Dennis Road. This is our second system on that house. We had already placed one on the side and rear of the home. We're trying to increase production for the homeowner, placing 9 on the front. The house, you really can't see it. It's got lots of vegetation blocking it. And we, wouldn't have tried doing anything on the front prior to recent changes, so we're back trying to increase his production.
Did it?
Yes.
Thank you, Steve. Any questions or comments from the committee?
I would just add that it is evergreens, and they are thick at the front, on the road, blocking the view of the house. Yep.
Currently can't see them, but shrubs can be removed.
Yeah, I was going to make that observation too. Not that it would have necessarily changed my vote if had the vegetation not been there, but it's worth pointing out. I agree. Any other questions or comments from the committee? Questions or comments from abutters or other interested members of the public? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion on this application.
I move to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 And aye.
Thank you.
So Steve, you know what to do.
Over, knock over the sign.
Over the sign, sign the document. So,
Get you for destruction of property if you do.
thank you, Steve.
Thank you very much. We'll see you soon, I hope.
Okay. The next item on the agenda is 24-A107. It's to build a detached garage at 6 Weano Road. Lawrence Jenkins and Mary Ann Burns are the owners, and Donald Harkenrider is the agent. Hello, Donald.
Excuse me, did you say 6?
He did.
It's 8 Weano.
Okay.
I meant 8. 8.
Oh,
It's 8 Weano.
8 Weano. Did I say
Yes,
6?
you did.
Okay, all right, 8.
Pretty simple, detached garage, 24, house cedar, gonna match the house, roof will match the house, flush overhead doors. Since we applied, Mr. Jenkins would like to, he doesn't want any windows in the building. And the door, the entrance door, he wants a light taken out of it also, so that'd be a 6-panel door. So we had 2 windows, one on each side.
So is there a substantive change to the application on the basis of what you just said?
Say that again?
It's an
Well-
amendment. It would be an amendment.
I would call it a substantive change.
Substantive?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're losing all the windows.
We have had problems in the past with last-minute, on-the-fly adjustments to applications, so I just want to be clear on exactly how extensive is this change that you're proposing tonight.
We're just basically, my wife and I talked it over. The garage is almost 250 feet back from the road, surrounded by vegetation. We just didn't see any need to have the darn windows there, to be honest with you. At first, we thought it would be, but one window would face a large spruce tree, maybe 15 feet away, and the other one faces a 6-foot fence, neither one of which are visible. You might have seen one coming up the driveway, but, and it's just a security issue as far as we're
All right,
concerned.
no, I'm satisfied. I just, you made a good case for it not being substantive, so I'm going to declare it not. Okay, are you done with your presentation?
That's it.
Okay, questions or comments from the committee?
Relative to the house, where is this going to be? To the left side of it facing it?
Here, it's on this one,
It's right here.
the green building
It's
in
a
the
long driveway going up. Here's the house.
last
It's to
page
the right.
of their, you want me to write it up?
It's not visible from the road.
Neither's your house. Neither's your house.
Yeah, neither's my house, yeah.
So it's a little back and,
I only have one question for Don, and it, not substantive, but what do you, I'm not sure, I don't understand what you mean by flush overhead door. What is flush, when you say a flush overhead garage,
Doors.
what does that mean, flush?
It's just plain. There's no raised panel,
Oh,
there's no
okay.
glass.
Got it, okay. I just wanted to understand what flush meant.
Well,
That's all,
it's not
thank you.
really flush.
You've been in here a lot. You have time to do all this stuff?
You know, just trying to stay active.
I'm just teasing you.
I have a house that needs a look.
Say that again?
Come on over, I've got work we can do.
Anytime.
Any other questions or comments from the committee?
No problem.
Any questions or comments from abutters or other interested members of the public?
He's my next door neighbor.
Do you object to this application, sir?
Huh?
Are you at 10?
No, I'm on Eileen. He's in my back.
Just down the hill.
He's in my backyard.
All right. Without further levity or ado, I'll entertain a motion on this application.
Move to approve 24-A107.
Second,
Been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. And kindly sign the document. Your option about the knocking over the placard.
Don't disappoint us.
Yeah.
I forgot my two-sided tape, so.
Thank you, Don.
Yeah, thank you all.
Have a good night.
See you later.
Bye, Dawn.
The next item on the agenda is 24-A108. It's to replace and paint the front clapboards at 46 Wharf Lane. Nancy Curry is the owner. And how are you tonight?
Very good.
Good.
And
Nice to
you?
see you. Tell us about your project.
Well, I have replaced all the siding on the house, just like for like. I had red cedar clapboard clear that you have a picture of, and I want to paint it. You've seen, Bob, when I had it replaced, they put treated red cedar on already, so the color has already changed, and I didn't really realize that was going to happen. But I am painting it anyway, so I've requested the other color.
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. Questions or comments from the committee?
When I drove by and looked at the house, it looks like it's already been painted.
That's what I mean.
Has it been painted
Because
already?
when they replaced it, they
Yeah.
used treated red cedar. So
Like pressure treated?
it was, to tell you the truth, I don't know. I do know it's that color when it's treated. I didn't, in my ignorance, I guess I didn't really realize that replacing it with treated red cedar would drastically change the color like that already, which is why I didn't put in my request for approval until after this has been done. But the painting it hasn't been painted yet.
So
Right
it
now, it's
appears
just-
that similar color.
yes.
That's before she, that was before she, it looks this color now.
Other questions or comments
So
from?
I'm curious, because I've never heard of treated red cedar, but I know pressure treated wood, typically you have to wait 6 to 12 months for it to dry out before you paint it. I've never heard of treated red cedar, so I don't know if there's the same thing
I
applies.
think it's pressure treated. I think it's a coating that they put on it.
Like a pre-finished, I see. Kind of like the pre-finished shingles. Interesting. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments from the committee?
This color is an improvement over the dark
It
colors
does,
that were there
yeah.
before.
I think it will look great.
Any questions or comments from anyone else? Not hearing any, I will entertain a motion on this application.
I move to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 And aye. And Nancy, if you would, in case you decide to change your mind about the color or anything else, you'll let us know.
Thank you very much.
You're more than welcome. Okay, have a good evening.
Hi.
Hi. The next item on the agenda is 24-A109, is to replace 2 bay windows and 4 double-hung windows at 55 Freeboard Lane. Doreen and Paul Holmquist are the owners, and might you be Paul this evening?
Paul Holmquist, 55 Freeboard Lane. Thank you for hearing me.
What we'd like to do is, we'd like to replace the 2 bay windows in the front of our house, which are currently leaking and the glass is faded on them. And what we'd like to do is replace them with 2 double hungs on each side, Anderson 400 series, grills inside the glass, and I submitted a couple other pictures of similar houses as to how it would look.
Okay. Questions or comments from the committee?
So on the pictures that you submitted,
Yes.
you show 2 separate windows with shutters. Are you thinking of putting shutters on them and having them separate or
To be honest with you, we haven't decided at this point. We
Okay.
want to take a look and see how it looks. We feel that we probably will be putting shutters on it, but we'd like to get the windows in there and take a look at it from there.
Windows are going to be separated from each other, not butted up next to each other?
They would be separated. There'd be room in between the windows, so there
it'll
would
be
be
flat?
actually 8 shutters.
The bay windows sort of bump out, so you're going to get rid of that bump out?
We're getting
and
rid of the bump out, we're getting rid of the roof on the bay windows, and it will just be normal double-hung windows with colonial grills.
You've got quite an expanse of frontage there, so probably separating them would look better.
Yes, absolutely.
I think it's an improvement.
Absolutely, and that's why I showed the other houses where they are separated.
I'm tempted to say I approve with the shutters, but I understand your desire to do the windows and take a look, so I get it.
I might grant you an exemption on the shutters if you decide on that later.
Okay,
But
thank
that's in the future.
If my wife decides.
All right. Well, you're a smart man. Any other questions or comments from the committee? Any questions or comments from anyone else? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion on this application.
Move to approve 24-A109.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 And aye, and I agree with what the vice chairman said. I think it's an improvement, so.
Thank you.
Congratulations, and if you'll sign this kindly.
Absolutely.
In case you decide your wife decides to make any changes.
You're welcome. Are you Swedish? I am half.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, have a good night.
You too.
I have no idea where I got this.
Nice.
You can borrow this for any time.
You must be impotent.
I am. I'm the vice chair.
There you go.
The next application on the agenda is 24-A110. It's to replace 7 windows at 92 Lookout Road. Jackie O'Neill is the owner, and Aluminum Products of Cape Cod is the agent. And who do we have this evening?
Not him.
I don't think anybody's here.
No show.
Okay, so just for the sake of argument, I'll entertain a motion to table this until the end of the meeting.
Move to table 24-A110.
Second.
Been moved and seconded, so we'll move on. Oh, all in favor signify by saying aye. And aye. All right, now we will move on. So the next item on the agenda is 24-A111. It's to replace roof siding, windows, add dormer, and paint front and garage doors at 46 Summer Street. McNamee Robert T. Esquire Trust is the owner. E.B. Norton and Son, Inc. is the agent. And who do we have tonight?
Hi, you have Craig Ashworth from E.B. Norris and Son. I'm representing the client. And you have before you, I think, a pretty extensive set of plans I noticed there are a couple of things that are missing from the description, but they are included on the plan, and that is the front entry and the side, there's a side addition, and I'm happy to come up and
Well,
point that out.
before you do so, I hate to disappoint you, but you may have heard me ask the question earlier of a previous applicant if the changes were substantive. In this case, I think especially the addition on the right side of the house is a very significant change. We have a mandate here. Actually, it's a legal mandate that we have to inform the public in advance of the meetings of the details on the application. And so I do not feel that we can hear this application tonight unless we strip off the addition, and you will have to reapply for
That's
that
fine.
at a
That's fine.
future date.
I think that this will let us get going on the dormer portion, which is a little bit more weather sensitive than that. And it, honestly, it may not, I did not personally file it, somebody in my office did.
Okay.
And it's quite possible.
All right,
there
well,
were a
you
number
understand
of-
my reasoning, it's,
Certainly do.
okay.
Certainly do.
All right. So we'll hear the application without weighing in on the addition on the right side of the house. Okay, so with that said, questions or comments from the committee?
No, I think it's going to be quite a change, but I think it's being handled appropriately based on our needs to keep it to, within the historic area and similar to other historic homes.
So I'm having a hard time understanding where the dormer is going.
It's on the back side, facing
So,
away from the
Is
road.
it this it here? Sure, of course. Is this the dormer here? Because this is the existing
We have this
house.
dormer right here.
That's the existing house.
Yep, we have this dormer here.
Yep.
This addition is not shown.
Right.
And it may be that it was going through some changes, because I think the window and the fenestration has changed, so I think they held it at this time. And this front entry is up for discussion. That is now resolved. We'll come back for these two items.
All right, so
I'm
we're adding
sorry,
the
I'm
dormer
confused. So
now.
you're eliminating
dormer was
you're
on-
eliminating the columns and the,
This is a projection forward. It's a vestibule.
oh,
And I don't think when this was filed that this was completely detailed, so.
it's not listed at all.
Okay.
And I don't think the shutters are on there either.
These are three different things that are,
And there's adding 4 more windows there that don't exist.
yeah, I think we need to.
And there's no shutters listed, I don't think, on the application. So I think there's a lot of stuff.
I think we need to come back with a complete application.
So now we're talking about not only the addition on the right, but the dormer in the front.
Windows, door change.
Yeah.
Door change, more
Yeah.
windows. And it looks like there's, it's hard to tell from this drawing because it's so small, but it looks to me like there's some sort of a header above the windows that don't exist currently.
There's a pediment, which is
Pediment.
traditional.
But that's a change. That's a change in all the windows.
Yeah,
That's
so
not,
the pictures are not, to the descriptive level, you'd like to have all of this in verbiage?
oh, yeah. And it has to be, because it has to be sent out to all the abutters.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not listed on the
Yeah.
application, then it's
All
not.
right, so I'm
it's
gonna,
not
I'm
sure.
gonna revise I'm gonna change my statement to, we're not going to hear this tonight. We're gonna go back to the drawing board, reapply with,
Include everything.
include everything. It's just too much. It's just too much to start stripping off,
I think
the addition on the right, the dormer, the headers, the door, it goes on. Shutters.
Is the dormer listed on there?
It is the dormer. The dormer is the one thing that is listed, but those windows aren't.
That's one dormer, and then there's one on the back side.
There's 2 dormers.
Yeah, there's 2 on the back side.
All right, okay.
We'll put together
So when you put it together, if I could make a little request for you, if it's at all possible, it's really helpful to see existing and proposed on the same page for each facade, for each elevation.
Yeah,
If you
sure.
can do that, it's really, really helpful.
Yeah, I think they thought that the pictures would do that, but obviously, it would be easier. And we'll put this together in a larger format.
Okay.
And I'll have the architect punch this up
All
for
right.
us.
Okay, cool.
Well, thank you for your understanding, and we will consider the application withdrawn at this time without prejudice.
Thank you. Yep.
Thank you very much.
So, now we need to untable
A,
Move to
110.
untable 24-A110.
okay,
Second.
all right.
Wait, do you have somebody here?
No, but just in
No.
case.
Well, but we still have to
It's
do.
a procedural thing.
Procedural.
So,
Do it just in case we showed up at the end.
do we have anyone representing this application present now? No.
Nobody's online.
So now we need to retable until the next meeting. Do I hear a motion to that effect?
Table 24-A110.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 And aye. Okay, so, need to approve the minutes of the previous meeting, the August 12th meeting.
Move to approve the August 12th minutes.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. And our decision, our 3-2 decision regarding 16 Church Street has been appealed, and I will be representing the committee on Thursday, this Thursday, at 1:30 at the fire station in on Route 147, 9? I get those 9, thank you. So I will let you know at our next meeting, what the outcome of the appeal
That's Hughes,
is.
Peter Hughes?
Barnes.
It's,
Barnes. The
Yes.
fellow who was ill.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
Barnes.
It's a solar panel application. Yeah,
And so the neighbors appealed it.
yes,
Okay.
yes. All right, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye.